pandemic, we all know, had a significant impact on all of us, and in this year's awards we have the opportunity to acknowledge the direct impact of COVID on our wider Good Relations family. It's something we don't normally do and something we haven't done in the past, and on a break from the norm, we will this year be making a special award agreed by CRC board, and it's really done to recognise a friend and a colleague we lost to COVID at the beginning of 2021. Despite the pandemic, it was another year where we experienced significant growth in the nominations we received. Such was the high number of nominations submitted this year. We are delighted to be able to have a number of highly commendable awards and, of course, an overall winner. So to start us off here is Richard Cushney. Richard, we're delighted that he can be with us today, and I'd like to invite you to say a few words and then announce some of the winners of the highly commendable awards.
I'm delighted to be here today, and albeit virtually, it'd be great to be there in person, but to be here to mark the Community Relations Council's Good Relations Awards for 2021 and to celebrate all your successes over the past year. Ministers were sorry not to be able to make this event due to other pressing diary commitments, but I'm delighted to be able to be here to represent them today, and we'll try to set something else up with ministers in due course. CRC do a great job in bringing us all together through shared learning forums and engagement forums, but I think it's important that we take time out from events such as this to truly recognise and reflect on the efforts made by everyone over the past 12 months and beyond. As Paddy mentioned, this year has been particularly challenging, needless to say, and the recipients of today's awards have went well above and beyond in their efforts to make sure that people continue to have access to the vital services they offer. If I may touch on some policy, first of all, as Director of Good Relations and TBUC Division within the Executive Office, one of my key areas of responsibility is the oversight and implementation of the TBUC strategy. And I always find there's no better way to celebrate achievement than to start talking about policy and strategy. But some of my colleagues, Chris, Susan and Eric, are here today, and they won't forgive me if I don't give the overview. Many of you will know that the TBUC strategy outlines a vision of a united community, strengthened by its diversity, and where everyone can live and work free from prejudice, hate and intolerance. TBUC is wide-ranging and is aimed at addressing a number of long-standing issues, a focus on children and youth, on creating shared and safe space, on ensuring cultural expression in all its forms is celebrated. The Community Relations Council is a key delivery partner in this strategy, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Martin and the board and Jackie and all her team for all the work you do to make TBUC a success. It's really important to me personally and to my team and to the department that we continue to build on strengthening the relationship between us through the shared learning forums, the TBUC engagement forums and celebrations such as today's event. It's important that you not only celebrate and share success, but that you feed back any challenges you face in delivery. Delivery is always the biggest challenge in these areas. And that's another reason why I'm glad to be here today, to put a face to the faceless bureaucrat. My team and I want to be contactable and available, and I hope we are. But now you know I'm here. If there's any issues that you want to raise with me or other opportunities that we can to do more or do things differently, my door is open for any of those conversations. The work we are celebrating today should be celebrated every day. It includes promoting trust and independence, challenging sectarianism, racism and violence, and supporting intercultural relations within our increasingly and welcomely diverse society, working together to deliver good relations. Since 2006, CRC's awards have highlighted exceptional achievement in promoting community relations, and previous award winners have come from all parts of the region and worked in a wide variety of different settings. And it was great to hear from Paddy earlier in terms of what the award made, the difference the award made to him last year. Importantly, all the award winners here today have been nominated by their peers, which in many ways is the best award you can get. But it's a pleasure to be here today to recognise these champions and the work they do. So I'm going to turn now to the exciting bit, the awards themselves. And I think, as Martin has mentioned, in recognition of the number of nominations received this year, the panel have selected 9 highly commendable awards in addition to 1 overall winner. Martin shall have the honour of announcing the overall winner later. However, I'd now like to announce this year's first highly commendable award winners in alphabetical order. Starting with the first one. The recipient of this award has been central to community relations work within the sport of football and beyond for the past number of years. As the IFA's first ever community relations officer, he has worked tirelessly alongside fans, football clubs, and other stakeholders to ensure that the Football for All message is prominent. His passion and energy have broken down barriers that many thought could not be broken. I have no doubt that his work will continue to be influential going forward. And the winner is... Unfortunately, the format, the best we can do means we don't have any opportunity for Michael or other winners to speak in response to their awards. But well done, Michael. And I'm now going to move on to the next highly commended award, which goes to a person who has worked to establish connections and goodwill with the local immigrant population, mainly Bulgarian and Ukrainian, with the establishment of a multicultural food festival. He was elected chairman of the Richmount Rural Community Association 10 years ago, where he developed a corporate identity with the motto, working together for all in the community. His good relations work is ongoing and has involved cross-border activities in schools, and his persistent message over the last 10 years highlights the importance of respecting another person's culture. The winner of this award is... Our next award is presented to someone who's been involved at the coalface of community relations work for over 2 decades. An authorised officer within the Parades Commission, training and mediating on contentious community relation issues with Mediation NI, or through her innovative work with communities in Lurgan and the Shankill Parish Caring Association. In this work, they have been successful in gaining the trust and respect of all communities as an honest broker, a neutral sounding board, and someone who can mediate, signpost or source additional support to meet the community's needs. The winner of this award is... Our next highly commendable award is to someone who has demonstrated a commitment to community relations and to cross-community work, specifically by using the Irish language, history and culture as a mechanism to build bridges across the divide in Northern Ireland. In particular, he has ensured that non-traditional learners have felt comfortable and supported in making what for many was a courageous decision to begin learning Irish. He has contributed to creating communities for everyone, no matter who they are, to feel welcomed, safe and included, opening doors for them to begin their journey with the Irish language and heritage, and to dispel any preconceptions they might have what it means to speak Irish, learn Irish history, or feel connected to wider Irish culture. And the winner of this award is... The next award winner has been actively involved in the Falls Women's Centre since 1990 and has been centre manager since 2009. She has kept community relations at the forefront of the centre's work, recognising that women should be at the centre of peacebuilding as they are invested in a better future for their children and grandchildren. She speaks up for her community and believes that every woman should have a voice in the peacebuilding process. The winner of this award is... The next highly commended award is recognised as a person that is currently coordinator of the North Belfast Advice Partnership, delivering a range of community initiatives, including the delivery of generalist advice services for the north of the city. She is an extraordinarily committed coordinator who keeps the partnership together, and during COVID-19 she moved quickly to deliver a community action response, initially covering North Belfast, but during the winter months she has led on a Belfast-wide action plan, involving over 1,400 volunteers coming together to deliver a major food bank hamper and toy appeal for the city. This has been a vital service for those who have needed it most. The winner of this award is and we now have two final highly commended awards before we move on to the overall winner. The next award goes to someone who has played a key role in building race relations in the community. Notably, they established the Strabane Ethnic Community Association in 2004 and became a pivotal point of contact for individuals and families as they began arriving in the northwest of Ireland. The motto of the association is sowing the seeds of love and tolerance, and it is a message that flows every day from SECA's headquarters in Strabane Town Centre, a town that has now become a hugely multicultural and a beacon in terms of integration. The winner of this award is and finally, for our last highly commended award of the afternoon, I'm pleased to present a highly commended award jointly to two people who have worked as police engagement officers in South Armagh for many years. The relationships they have built are based on mutual recognition and respect and a great commitment to effect change and overcome barriers to engagement. Working closely with Bulgarian, Roma, Polish and Latvian residents, their approach to community integration has been to include, never exclude, and this has yielded great results. The winners of this highly commended award are So that's the end of the highly commended awards. Before handing back to Martin for the final award, I just wanted to say thank you again for having me here to do this. You know where I am now. Please contact me. Please get in touch with my teams. And so see what we can do to help with the work that you're doing. It's interesting going through those nominations and reading them out. It's difficult in an environment like this rather than all being in a room together to celebrate properly. But it truly demonstrates the breadth of the work which is going on in community relations across all the various sectors and the achievements and the breadth of organisations and individuals who are involved in all this. So just finally for me, congratulations to all who've been involved, not just those who are successful today, but all who are working in these areas in particularly difficult circumstances.
Yeah, Richard, thank you very much for taking us through those very worthy award winners. And I think whenever you look at the overall geographical spread of folk, I suppose it brings a thought to my mind. I mean, in the end of the day, good relations isn't just an urban issue or community relations. And what one of the I suppose the criticisms I'd faced early on and coming in to do the job as chair was that, I mean, does CRC stop in it in Belfast and major urban areas? And it doesn't. And clearly the breadth and depth of interventions are spread right across Northern Ireland, and you can see that from the geographical spread of folk that have been nominated and people that have been lucky enough to have a particular commendable award. In terms of the sectors that good relations impacts upon, I mean, it is about sport. We've got football, local community development, peace building, Irish language, women in leadership, COVID support during the pandemic, race relations, ethnic minorities, community policing and integration. Those are all the issues that we need to take on collectively if we really are going to make good relations sustainable in the longer term. So thank you, Richard, for taking us through that. And I'll now move on with the remaining awards. I mentioned earlier about the special circumstance we face or we find ourselves in with COVID-19. So this year, the board have made an award for a person who was a true champion of peace building and reconciliation. He was held in the highest regard by our board and the staff of CRC, and the work he developed and delivered on the ground with local communities was truly exceptional. It had such a positive impact for relationship building in our post-conflict society. He was not afraid of a challenge, and more importantly, he was not afraid to challenge. These are important traits for people working in community relations, and he certainly had them in abundance. Mel Corry from Trademark Belfast was our friend, our colleague, and an important partner for peacebuilding. Sadly, earlier this year, we lost Mel to COVID, a truly tragic loss, and we offer our sincere sympathies to Mel's wife, Fiona, and his children, who I know are with us here today. I know for you, Fiona, and the children, it's not easy, and we are just so happy that we're able to recognise Mel's contribution, and even more happier that you were able to have the courage to join and be with us here today. We remember you in our prayers and thoughts, and remember Mel as well. So as a result of that, CRC board are giving a posthumous award to Mel for his contribution to good relations. We hope this award goes some way to comfort his family and his colleagues, and we know that he will be sorely missed by everyone in CRC and beyond. I'm going to ask Stevie Nolan, a close colleague of Mel's from Trademark, to accept the award and say a few words.
Thanks, Martin. Thanks to the CRC. It's an honour, of course, to accept this special award on behalf of Mel, bittersweet as it is. I hope that it offers some small comfort to Fiona and Sean and Michael, his sisters, and his mother, who's not too well at the moment, and so our thoughts with her today. Mel was above all a very proud trade union activist before, indeed after he came to work with us in Trademark. He spent his life representing workers, organising workers, educating workers, and he did that as a shop steward, as a lay tutor, even as an official at one point. And he was extremely proud to work for us in Trademark, an organisation that was especially established to provide a trade union response to the many challenges of building the peace here. Mel was absolutely at the centre of everything positive that we did and achieved over the last 15 years. He developed and delivered all of our core anti-sectarian training on the shop floor, in workplaces, in factories, in communities. In 2019, he spent 3 months in a factory in Mid-Ulster, dealing with serious sectarian intimidation of workers, mediating, talking, educating, cajoling on the ground, shoulder to shoulder with workers. There are very few people who have done that work and who could do that work, but Mel did, and he did it with a degree of commitment and professionalism that you rarely see nowadays. Over the last few years in particular, he established and built new relationships with marginalised Republican constituencies, and indeed with working class loyalist communities in East Belfast, a crucial aspect of community relations work, particularly at this time, and his loss in that context will be keenly felt, I think. But such was his impact, and we know from their responses to us that he'll be generally missed. They'll miss his comradeship, his advice, his knowledge, his support, because above all, Mel brought kind of empathetic class-based perspective to bear on the task of peace building. Over the years, he delivered education and mediation to thousands of people, and that's no exaggeration, in community centres and parish halls, in pubs and social clubs, the length and breadth of the place. He would travel for hours, all times, all weather, to fulfil his commitment to his class and to his politics, and all the while keeping his door open to offer support and advice to anyone who came to him. He was unassuming, he was understated. His strength as an activist and as an educator lay in his authenticity, I think, and his legitimacy and his ability to connect with people. And you can't teach that. Mel could hold a room in the palm of his hand. He could translate complex ideas into common sense language. He used anecdotes and stories. He could relate history and theory to people's day-to-day struggles and experiences. And he had a genuine and obvious empathy for people. He was, for us, a teacher, a source of counsel, a leader, an inspiration for me, certainly. He was also a brilliant storyteller in the best traditions of the Shanachie. He could hold court in a pub like a few others. Great dry humour, and he could dish out a good slagging when it was needed, and it is often, sometimes. His passing, of course, has left a huge and irreparable hole in all of our hearts, not least his family. We know they've taken great comfort from the thousands of tributes and messages that we got from across the globe after Mel's passing. The greatest tribute, I hope, to his memory is that his influence and his legacy will continue in the people he worked with and the people who influenced, and of course in the continued success and continuation of an organisation that he helped build, Trademark. He was a man of principle, of honesty, of unyielding loyalty. He was, for us, the incarnation of the incorruptible working class. When the time is right and when we can, with his family and his friends and his comrades, we'll be hosting a night of commemoration and celebration of the man and his life with a bit of speechifying, a few songs, maybe some drink. You're more than welcome to join us. And that invitation extends to CRC and their staff particularly. And I have to mention Damien and Francis of the CRC, for whom Mel had a lot of time and whose support and advice over the years he greatly respected. Once again, thanks to the CRC for this special recognition. And congratulations to the overall winner.
Thank you, Stevie, for a very heartfelt and worthy tribute to Mel. It's clear from your words that you understood and saw the depth and the dimensions of the man, and we are truly sorry for Fiona and the family, but we're just delighted that we're able to recognise in some small way. It won't fill the gap and it won't fill the void, but I think it is important to recognise that contribution to the work he did and with the trade unions and to overall peace building in Northern Ireland. So thank you very much, Stevie. Okay, folks, now we're moving on to the final bit, and that's the overall winner. This person has long made the case for a united community and for peace building. Some of the words used to describe her in the nomination form are community activist, a union leader, cross-community, moving forward and away from violence, trusting each other, and a champion for integrated education. She is an inspiration for many in our society, and her messages of hope and reconciliation have reached both the national and international stages. She is a person that brings realism to the challenges we all face and always brings energy and insight to the table as to how we move forward on our collective journey of peace. So without any further delay, I would like to present Baroness May Blood with the Good Relations Award for 2021. Hello, May. I'm really pleased you could be with us today, and can I offer you my personal congratulations and the congratulations of everybody within the room. This is albeit a Zoom room, which is a very strange environment we find ourselves in these days. I'm just about getting used to it. It's not the same as real life, May, but I'm delighted to be able to present you with this Good Relations Award for 2021, which we can now present to you virtually. It's not the same thing as holding and grabbing it, but I hope that at some time in the future, maybe in September, during our Good Relations Week, we will be able to get together collectively to acknowledge your recognition to peace building in Northern Ireland. I'd like to invite you, if you wanted to say a few words in reaction to receiving the award.
I would like to thank the CRC board and all those who have taken part in this. When I listened to the list of people today who are getting the awards, while I was honoured to be offered the award, I was humbled by the amount of work that's done right across Northern Ireland in different spheres and different areas. You said at the beginning, someone said to you, you're 30 years around, why is it taking so long? Why are you not moved on? Obviously, the person who said it didn't understand community relations. Community relations change on a day-to-day basis sometimes. And sometimes for people who are working at that level, it's extremely difficult to pick up and move on. But you know, one of the things that I've found in Northern Ireland is, and particularly I have to say during the pandemic, is how much people have relied on each other. I just be amazed at the things that's going on. And I listen to some of the reports. People ring me up and say such and such a thing happened in their area. And it just absolutely amazes me, the work that's going on. Even in these very, very difficult times, community relationships are strengthening and are getting better right across Northern Ireland. And, you know, it's interesting when I look at all this work. I've been involved in this work for a long time. I knew Mel, the person in front of me who got the award. I knew Mel very well. Trade union in the years, many, many years worked with him. And so I'm honoured that even he got it posthumously and his family can be grateful for the good work he done. But, you know, it's interesting. My passion for the last 20 years has been integrated education. And I've often thought, you know, we talk about doing this and doing that and doing the other thing, but the work that the community relations people are doing and the work that the people in integrated education are doing is the vital work. We are building a foundation for a better Northern Ireland, not just to change something today that'll be a wee bit better tomorrow. We want to change Northern Ireland, and integrated education certainly is moving in that direction. We have been working hard, even with this past year and through all these Zoom meetings, we've been working hard right across the board. And integrated education is one of the fastest growing education things in Northern Ireland. And we're inundated with people who want to go to integrated schools. Unfortunately, there's not enough there. There's not enough choice. but we will work on towards that. And, you know, one of the interesting things about integrated education is, as I say, we start at the very beginning. I always believed, you know, over the years, there was a lot of talk about working with the paramilitaries, and I've done that also. But, you know, if we really want to make change in Northern Ireland, you have to do it through integrated education and through good community relationships, where you build that up from a foundation and that grows and grows and grows. And certainly within integrated education, I believe that we're putting a bedrock, that we're putting in certain foundations there that will change Northern Ireland. I don't mean everybody's going to go to integrated schools. That would be nonsense. I believe in parental choice. But I do believe that we're heading towards a different Northern Ireland, even with all the stuff that's going on, and God knows here in Northern Ireland there's always a different problem. But nonetheless, when you look at your awards today and look at the work that your board's doing, look at the work that all your different employees are doing right across the board in different areas, and we in integrated education, we're all moving towards that one goal of building a better Northern Ireland. And so I accept this award on behalf of all the people who perhaps aren't on your list today, and I know hundreds of them, who are doing tremendous work out there in very, very difficult circumstances. And I accept this award. And I just want to finish with this thought. When I was listening to your winners, when I was a wee girl and I went to, and believe it or not, I used to be a wee girl. When I was a wee girl, I went to Sunday school. And we were taught a chorus there. Jesus wants me for a sunbeam. You in your small corner, and I in mine, and that is the way we will build up good relations in Northern Ireland. I wish you well in future work, and thank you once again for giving me the honour of receiving the overall award. Thank you.
This really has been a difficult year, and we hope that the awards give a little bit of hope to everybody and the organisations that you all work with. So well done to everyone. And just a few final words to close the event. Again, thanks to all our winners. You've all made an amazing contribution to peace building and good relations, and we are glad that we were able to present these awards to you today as a way to recognise your very individual and collective substantial contributions. Thanks to all those who submitted a nomination. Thanks to everyone who came along today, to our colleagues in the Executive Office and also the CRC Board panel who made the awards. Thanks to the CRC staff for organising the event today. I have to say I was really impressed by the slides and the clapping, and I thought it was in Los Angeles then, you know, some sort of an award ceremony. So well done, very slick, Peter. Thank you. Over the coming weeks, staff and CRC will be in contact with the winners, and we will make arrangements for some PR and photographs that we'll use later during Good Relations Week. We're also hoping, as I said, to bring you all together later in the year, but we will stay in touch with you. So thank you, everyone. Goodbye and stay safe.